understandably, that's what our deck is designed to do. So you can kind of see one of the things that's happening here is that what my deck is designed to do is just to like trade and then lock down my opponent with big provoke minions that they don't have good answers to. But the problem is that I don't have enough ways to interact in the early game where I'm like doing meaningful things, and then by the time I play my provokers, like my opponent's far enough ahead where they can clear them and they don't care too much about their life total. And so when I have those like really good starts like we had that game, where I'm able to play stuff like way ahead of schedule, and that's one of the reasons why stuff like Dampening Wave and why I was kind of so high on Dampening Wave during the draft portion was that, you know, I felt that I would be able to, you know, really use those to catch up on tempo. I can't get rid of this 3-drop because I need something to play on the first turn, and I don't want to get rid of this because if my opponent plays something that's bad enough to small enough to kill, playing 2 things on the first turn is really good, as we talked about. I think that Ephemeral Shroud is really good in this matchup in general. So I'm just going to keep all these cards, even though I would like to replace one more. But I don't think I'm going to have that luxury. So we'll just see how this goes. And playing a 2/4 on turn 1, I mean, this card isn't... Oh, excuse me. I'm tired. This card isn't like the beefiest ever, but it's fine. So what we're really hoping is that our opponent just plays like a 2/2. Oh, that's fine too. Okay, so in that case, what to do? Think I want to walk up here. We're giving up the mana tiles a little bit, but our deck doesn't care too much about it. Here I'll replace this card. All right, perfect. So I'll just put this right here, and then I'm gonna let my opponent attack me, but I think that's fine. Kujata, you're just too late. You're just late. I could have put this right here, and this way I am letting the Imu deal me a lot of damage. But because of Sapphire Seer, I don't care about that quite as much, because I can protect my life total a little bit, and now I can just like walk forward, clear this with my general. You know, I potentially have stuff to do, although my opponent probably should deny this mana tile if they have the option. Opponent has a 3-drop. And that is fun. Think, brother. Think. This dude loves battle pets. Dude is just high on battle pets. I guess he's trying to be real aggressive, which is fine. Provoke. Sure. That's fine. Does he have something else? Oh, that's fine. That's not like really a particularly good use of that card, actually. Okay. So, I mean, our opponent has us in kind of a weird spot. But is it that bad? It's not that bad. My opponent only has 3 cards in their hand. And if they have like really amazing follow-ups, that could be one thing. Pretty sure what we're going to do is we're just going to take our licks. This is going to get replaced. Alright. So, unfortunately, we don't get to gain the life, which is kind of a bummer. Of course. And we're going to put our... This is kind of a trick because I guess I got to think about how much I need to gamble. Okay, so if I put the egg here, or if I put this here, there's a 50% chance that this attacks this and then this just kills the egg. I'm still going to put it here because I actually don't know which of these is going to act first. So because I'm behind, I'm a little more comfortable kind of rolling the dice a little bit. Yeah. So that's bad. But it does just soak up a ton of damage. And because my opponent gave up so much value for like no real damage, I'm a little more comfortable just taking that risk. But if that battle pet had attacked me, and then this had attacked my Slothar, that would have been really, really good. And if this one had activated first. But I guess maybe that's not how that works. So who knows? I don't know. Wings of Paradise. Sure. That's pretty good. So our opponent's deck is, as you can probably see, quite aggressive. Alright, so we are going to get rid of this Kajata, I think, because it's not really doing much for us. Oh, that's pretty strong. Alright, so I'm just going to play, let's see. This is going to walk down here and trade for this thing, I think. We're going to attack here. Going to 16. And I think because our life tunnel is under so much duress and my opponent seems to want to be so aggressive that it's going to be worth it to dispel this Wings of Paradise. So this is a 3/3 flyer that whenever you replace a guard, it gets +2/+0. Good aggressive card. It's essentially like a 5/3 flyer on your turn. And what it does for you is kind of like what it does for you is it lets you just fly around the map, deal your opponent a bunch of damage. Pretty good. Overall, pretty good. And this just saves us a lot of life. It saves us like 8 life, which is a lot, obviously. Opening Gambit, restore 3 health to your general, and it's what, a 1/4? Okay, I don't care about that too much. Alright, so we're going to lose one of these dampening waves. Oh, perfect. Perfect! A Mechazor! Let's see. So I would like to... that card's actually not that good. Alright, so this is going to go here. This is going to go here. We're going to play a young Flamewing, I think, here. And then we're going to shoot this. Just to clear it out the way. And there we go. I love our spot, though. Our deck definitely has like a... our deck definitely has like a powerful half and a not powerful half. Don't really know how else to put it other than that. So one of the things that you can kind of see is that, like, so for instance, a 1/4 in Lionar is much better than it would be in another faction, because your opponent's Bloodborne spell, you give a minion +2 attack. So if you have a 1/4, making a 1/4 into 3/4 is really, really good. Like a 3/4 is much, much better than a 1/4, and this has a pretty good, ability when it comes into play. It has Silver Guard Knight. All right, that's fine. Holy Immolation? No, Roar. Okay. That's fine. So Dampening Wave is going to be sick once again. I think we'll get rid of these claws just because they're not that good. Ooh, baby, that's a nice one. Ooh, baby, that's a nice one. Okay, so this is really good. Dampening Wave this. Kill it with Young Flamewing. We'll move here, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, we'll move here. And then we will make a couple of Young Flamewings. Alright, so this is what we're designed to do. This is what having late game power looks like. So now we get 1,000,000 5/4 flyers, which is obviously great. And now here's where we want to turn the corner. And so now you can kind of see, like, my opponent played a lot of stuff in the early game, but they were fairly low impact cards. and I was able to sort of weather the storm and just make trades that weren't even necessarily that favorable. Like my opponent got value, quote unquote, in the early game, making good trades, and now I just have 19 power on the table, and I'm basically at this point looking to figure out how to turn the corner with my more controlling deck. Use my overwhelming board advantage to kind of lock things down, and then figure out how to just win as fast as possible. All right, perfect. So we're just going to play a game called You Are Completely Boxed In, and there's nothing you can do about it. So what can my opponent play? They could play Tempest. I'm going to choose not to play around Tempest. Tempest is a spell that deals 2 damage to everything. But if my opponent has Tempest here, they're still going to be dead. And if they don't, they're going to have a really hard time playing anything. Two damage to a minion. Alright, well, safe to say they don't have Tempest. So that's good. Yeah, and if they have Tempest, they're still... we're just dealing with so much damage. So that's kind of this is a really good... this is a really good example of what you want to do with a control deck. So you want to have cards that just help you trade in the early game. You want to have cheap minions that, draw you cards, gain you life, kind of help you look through your deck.